This is Yardbarker's Chris Mueller, and here are your three big things from Week 1 of the 2020 NFL season. Rumors of tension in Green Bay were greatly exaggerated, at least for 1 week. The Packers' offense lit up Minnesota as Aaron Rodgers threw for 364 yards and 4 touchdowns in a vintage performance on the way to a 43-34 win. It wasn't just Davante Adams catching them either, although he did have a monster day with 14 receptions, 156 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Allen Lazard combined for 8 receptions, 159 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Green Bay's formula is going to be very simple this season and very deadly if it holds for 16 weeks. The Packers are going to be extremely dangerous and the likely NFC North favorite, and a prohibitive one at that, if their secondary receiving weapons can produce at this level all season long. The Arizona Cardinals were a trendy preseason pick to make the playoffs and perhaps even win the NFC West, and they showed why against the defending NFC champion 49ers. Arizona rallied 3 separate times in this game, from deficits of 10-0, 13-7, and then in the early fourth quarter, 20-17, to get a 24-20 win, thanks to Kenyon Drake's 1-yard touchdown run with just over 5 minutes to play. Kyler Murray wasn't great through the air in the traditional sense. He posted just a 78.1 passer rating, but he was Arizona's leading rusher with 91 yards and a go-ahead touchdown early in the fourth quarter. And more importantly, he showed obvious chemistry with DeAndre Hopkins, who had an incredible debut with Arizona. 14 catches, 151 yards. Arizona's defense was the other big story. A unit that ranked 28th in the league in points allowed last year settled down after a long 76-yard touchdown catch from Raheem Mostert early in the game and held the 49ers to just 10 more points from that point on. Finally, the Kansas City Chiefs showed that they're very much still the Kansas City Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes showed that he is still very much the best player on the planet. Kansas City is so scary because even when they don't look their sharpest or their best, they're still capable of astounding offensive explosions. The Texans, of course, can attest to this in multiple ways. Last year's playoffs, and again in a repeat on Thursday night. Houston took an early 7-0 lead as the David Johnson era got off to a positive start, and Kansas City proceeded to rip off 31 unanswered points. That's scary enough, but what's even more ominous for Chiefs opponents, it's the fact that Clyde Edwards-Helaire looked every bit as perfect a fit in Kansas City as pundits assumed that he would be. Rushing for 138 yards and a touchdown, Edwards-Helaire joined Kareem Hunt and Cadillac Williams as the only running backs this century to rush for at least 130 yards in their NFL debut. And he didn't even get involved in the passing game, by the way. When he does, watch out. So there you have it, your 3 big things from Week 1 of the NFL season. For Yardbarker, I'm Chris Mueller.